King Charles has led national commemorations for those who've died for their country in the two world wars and subsequent conflicts.
On Sunday, 9th November 2025, London and the nation came to a standstill. At exactly 11 a.m., along Whitehall, the sound of Big Ben's chimes marked the start of 2 minutes of silence. Thousands of people lined the streets. Families, veterans, school children, and serving troops all stopped to remember those who have served and sacrificed. At the heart of it all stood the royals, the monarch, the Prince and Princess of Wales, and senior members of the family, representing a tradition nearly a century old. The message was simple, universal.
We will remember them.
For the first time in his reign, King Charles III led the service at the Cenotaph in Whitehall, reinforcing the monarchy's enduring commitment to national remembrance. At dawn, Whitehall prepared. Rows of troops formed up, standards and medals glinted in the morning light, and memorial wreaths awaited their placing. The national service began with the arrival of King Charles in full field marshal uniform, an image that bore centuries of tradition. He was followed by the Prince William, the Prince of Wales, dressed in his Royal Air Force uniform as a wing commander. They approached the Cenotaph and, together with political leaders and international representatives, laid wreaths to honor UK and Commonwealth armed forces. The ceremony officially started at 11 a.m., with the 2-minute silence, followed by the Royal British Legion's March Past on Whitehall. This year, approximately 10,000 veterans and serving personnel took part, including about 20 veterans of the Second World War, some aged over 100. From a balcony of the Foreign Office overlooking the memorial, Queen Camilla and the Princess Catherine, Princess of Wales, watched the proceedings, poppies pinned to their coats, faces steady with respect. This service is more than ceremony. According to the UK government, the event marks the contribution of all military and civilian service personnel involved in conflicts from the First World War to the present day. The night before, at the iconic Royal Albert Hall in London, the Festival of Remembrance brought together music, ceremony, and the next generation. This year's event was particularly significant. The 80th anniversary of the end of the Second World War was remembered, and the presence of the young prince, Prince George, alongside his mother, the Princess of Wales, signaled a passing of the torch. According to reports, George made his first formal appearance at this event, dressed smartly and engaged throughout. The festival included performances by major artists, reflections from veterans, and a poppy petal release overhead, symbolic and stirring. The evening allowed the public to engage emotionally and directly with the legacy of service and remembrance. The next day's ceremony at the Cenotaph then carried that sense of continuity into the morning. This year's remembrances had extra weight. With the 80th anniversary of the end of the Second World War, some of the last surviving veterans were marched past and applauded by the crowd. One 101-year-old veteran who served in India in 1945 was there, reminding the nation of the living connection to those monumental years. Further, the royal participation underscored the monarchy's role in modern Britain. By leading the service, King Charles reaffirmed that this annual event remains central to national identity. Officials stressed that remembrance must remain active, not passive, a pledge to honor not only past sacrifices but also those who serve today. For the younger royals, it's about legacy and responsibility. Prince George's presence shows that remembrance isn't only about looking back. It's about passing values forward. Meanwhile, the Princess of Wales's poppy and brooch choices, including those once worn by the late Princess Diana, carried personal significance while connecting to the larger national moment. There were many images that stood out, each designed to carry emotional weight. The crisp formation of the veteran troops, many with medals and service caps, was a living link to history. The wreaths, made by the Poppy Factory and bearing the king's racing colors of scarlet, purple, and gold, symbolized the personal and national respect paid at the memorial. On the balcony, the solemn faces of the Queen, Princess Catherine, and other senior royals reminded the public that remembrance is both public duty and personal reflection. In the crowd, the applause for the veterans, the stillness during the 2-minute silence, and the wave of poppies showed how deeply embedded these rituals are in British national life. For video production, imagine a slow pan across the Veterans March, a close-up of the wreath-laying, the fluttering poppy field imagery at the festival, and a moment of reflection looking down Whitehall as the crowds gaze onto the Cenotaph. These visuals serve to connect viewers to the event emotionally while maintaining focus on the symbolism and meaning. As the service ended at around 11:25 a.m. and the march passed, London's bustle returned. But the memory of mourning remains, a reminder that freedom and peace have cost real sacrifice. The ceremony and festival together show remembrance is not static, it evolves. Yet its essence remains gratitude, reflection, and promise. For the royal family, the weekend sends this message. Tradition continues, younger members step forward, and the memorial bonds that hold the nation together stay strong. The fact that Prince George is now part of this narrative says volumes about continuity. As viewers, we too are part of this tradition, wearing a poppy, pausing for silence, sharing stories of sacrifice. From small village memorials to the grand stage of London, each voice matters. The same ceremony will echo next year, and for every generation afterwards. Lest we forget,